So then guys, in 2026, it's looking likely that Apple are going to bring out some new budget devices. Now I call them budget devices, but these are more like SE models or E models or things like this. These are kind of the models that give you most of the main features but give you that Apple experience without costing an absolute fortune for them, at least in Apple's eyes, an absolute fortune. So let's talk about them. What kind of products have we seen already in 2025 that we could count as budget ones? Well, essentially we actually only got two of these products back in 2025. The first one we actually saw was the new iPhone 16e, and essentially this replaced the likes of the iPhone SE. So the iPhone 16e is really a design what is based on the iPhone 14, but it does have a few differences here. One of the key differences on the back on the camera is that we've only got a single 48 megapixel sensor lens, and this is still a great sensor to actually have on an iPhone, but it's just the only one that we actually have on the back. There's no kind of ultra wide, and of course there's no kind of telephoto. Obviously you can do image cropping on this up to 2 times zoom, even further, but you get me, not a dedicated one. But the other thing we also got with this iPhone is we got the likes of an A18 chip inside of it. Very similar to like what we got with the iPhone sort of 16 normal. The only one main difference is it is missing one of the GPU cores. So we've only got 4 GPU cores inside of it. But then what we've also got, we do have the C1 chip inside of it. And this has helped with 5G connectivity and also Wi-Fi 6 connectivity, and also helps out the battery life inside of this iPhone. And this came out at $599 US. But at the end of 2025, you can actually pick up this phone for less than $500 if you do shop around, what is really, really good. The other device that I'd count as budget that also came out in 2026 was the update to the normal iPad. Now the normal iPad, it didn't change whatsoever for this 11th generation. It was the same as the 10th gen. The main difference was literally the chip inside of it. So instead of an A14 chip, we've now got an A16 chip inside of this iPad. We've also now got 6 gigabytes of RAM inside of it, and also the storage is now 128 gigabytes as the minimum. But yet Apple managed to retain the same price at $329 US for it. Again, though, if you shop around the end of 2025, you could even pick this up for about 280 or 270 US dollars, what is great value for it. But as we move on to 2026, what new budget kind of products are we going to see from Apple? Well, it looks like we're going to get 3 of them, and let's get started then with the first one, what is a brand new product altogether, and it's essentially what you're seeing here on my desk. It is going to be a budget MacBook for the very first time, or I could say a budget MacBook in a very long time, because Apple did used to make a budget MacBook many years ago. But essentially what this new MacBook is, one of the key differences of it is that it's going to use an old design. So this design is probably going to be one of 2 designs. One of them could be the 2015 and 2017 MacBook design. This was a 12.8-inch display, what we got with this MacBook. With that, it's only got one USB-C port on it. This is one of the designs they could use. The other design is the MacBook Air design that we actually got from 2018 to 2020. And that M1 MacBook Air, for example, used that design too. So this could also be the design of this, at a 13.3-inch design. The other key difference with this MacBook is obviously got to do with its chip. So instead of having an M chip inside of it, more than likely, we've been told it's going to have the A18 Pro chip inside of it. That isn't the latest A19 Pro or the A19 chip. Again, because it's budget, it uses an old one, very similar to what the iPad does. It's going to use an older chip inside of it, but it's still a very good chip. Do remember the A18 Pro in single core performance, that is far faster than the M1, the M2, and even the M3 in single core performance. But in multi-core performance, it's on par or around about the same as, say, the M1 chip. So this is still really great. We're expecting this to come with 8 or 12 gigabytes of RAM, and probably storage is going to start out about 128 gigabytes or even potentially 256 gigabytes of storage. And the starting price is looking to be about $599 US to about $699 US. We've been told that this new budget MacBook is on its way for spring springtime 2026. So most likely it could come out anywhere between, say, around about March to about May time. That is the sort of target time that this new MacBook is going to come. So this is really exciting news to hear. So then guys, just quickly, if your website is actually important for your business, your agency work, or your marketing, then honestly, hosting is one of the last things that you can probably afford to gamble on. That's exactly why so many keep switching to Kinsta, especially right now with their huge Black Friday deal. Kinsta is managed hosting for WordPress, and that sets them apart as they take care of all the stuff you don't want to deal with. Things like security, backups, and making sure that your site stays fast, stable, and online. All handled by specialists, not left for you to figure out on a Sunday evening. Over 140,000 businesses trust Kinsta, and they're number one on G2 for WordPress hosting. Agencies love them because things simply stop breaking, and the performance uplift is no joke. Websites could actually run up to 200% faster once they've moved over to Kinsta. That's thanks to edge caching, early hints, and a global CDN with over 300 locations. Fast sites convert better and rank better. It's the simplest upgrade you can make. Security is also where Kinsta goes beyond most hosts. You're getting enterprise grade firewalls, DDoS protection, isolated containers, up to 99.9% SLA backed uptime guarantee, and SOC 2 level compliance. For businesses dealing with sensitive data, this matters. Their support team, well, easily one of the best things about them. Real humans, real WordPress pros answering in minutes, not bots. And because it's Black Friday, the deal is huge. 6 months free on annual plans, or for 50% off the first 6 months on monthly plans. This runs from November 17th to December 2nd, and every plan includes a 30-day money-back guarantee. Plus, there's free migration to get you moved over without any stress. And if you want your hosting just to work and work fast, now is the perfect time. Check out the link in the description or the QR code what's on screen right now to get started. So moving on from this then, there are 2 more other devices that are looking to come out in 2026 that I consider budget, and that's the upgrades to both of these on my desk right now, the iPhone and also the iPad. So let's start with the iPhone to begin with. It's most likely we're going to get an iPhone 17e. The thing what I would say about this new iPhone 17e is, again, don't expect a lot of big changes to happen with the actual design. It'll probably still have the notch, it'll probably still only have the single camera on the back of it. The main difference is it'll have inside of it an A19 normal chip in it. But again, one of the key differences with this A19 normal, it'll probably have 1 less GPU compared to, say, the iPhone 17 regular out there. So just be aware of that. One of the other big changes it could have, say, the new C2 chip inside of it. So this would be really exciting to see. And also it could probably have the N1 or even an N2 chip also added into the likes of its iPhone. So it also will bring out better battery life. So expect an extra hour or 2 in battery life for this. One other thing a lot of people are crying out for, and hopefully this does come true, that Apple actually might even launch this new iPhone at $499 US. Whether that will happen or not, we'll just have to wait and see. But one thing I would say is, even if it does come out $599 US, just wait probably about 3 to 4 months later. You'll probably be able to pick it up for $499 US if you do shop around. But then after this then, the third last budget product we're going to see in 2026, and that is this iPad right here is going to get an update again. This time it's going to get inside of it, it's going to get an A19 chip inside of it, the baseline version, probably very similar to the one we got in the iPhone 16e. So again, missing one of those GPU cores in it. But one of the key differences with this having this A19 is that we would have 8 gigabytes of RAM added to it, and then also also at the same time, it would enable things like Apple Intelligence for the baseline iPad, and this would be absolutely awesome to see put inside of this device. Probably the actual pricing is probably going to stay exactly the same. The 128 gigabytes minimum storage is going to stay exactly the same. But again, I would say that this iPad and also the iPhone 17e are on target exactly like the budget MacBook. They're probably going to come out in springtime 2026. That's what we've been told. So anywhere between March till May time 2026. So yeah, this is really exciting news. But really guys, that is the latest and greatest what we have on the new budget kind of devices coming out in 2026. Are you excited for them? Are you going to get any of them? Well, let me know in the comments below. And on that note as well, guys, it's time to wrap up the video too. So if you have enjoyed watching it, please do press the like button. As always, if you want to hear the latest Apple news, reviews and comparisons, make sure you subscribe to the channel and also hit that notification bell. Until next time, guys, I'll see you really soon. Take care. Bye bye.